So now looking from the book, you will see there, okay, transversal. So a line which intersect two or more given lines at different point, that line is what we call transversal. Like here you see, okay, we have this one, it cut M and N. Then here also, no, we have 1, 2, 3. Then this is line which cut them all. So this one is a transversal. Here also this one is a transversal. So those. So remember, whenever you have, you can see like here, okay, there are two lines intersect by transversal. They are likely to form 8 angles. And from those 8 angles, some we call them exterior angles, some we call them interior angles. Those which are above the first line, we call them exterior. Those which are below the second line, we call them exterior. But those angles which are in between these two lines, those we call them as interior angles. Okay, so you can see those, this 2 and this 2, they call them exterior because they are outside the line. Whereas 3, 4, 5, 6, we call them interior because they are between line L and M. So now remember, we will get corresponding angle. What is the meaning corresponding angle? Angle on the same side of transversal. They are same side, remember. Right, two angles are there, but both should be the right side or both should be in the left side. But we will have, if the first line it is exterior, then the second line it will be interior because this one is above, the other also will be above. Then in the first one, if it is exterior, the other one it will be interior because like see, 3 is interior because it's below, 7 it is exterior because it is outside. Okay, so those, they are same side but one is exterior, another interior. Okay, so such kind of angle, the way they sit is the same on the line. So such angle we call them corresponding angles. So you underline from your book, okay? The angle which are on the same side of transversal, whereas one is exterior, the other is interior. So they do not form a linear pair. That means they do not have common vertex. They do not have common vertex, which means one is in the first line, the other one will be on the second line. So such angle we call them corresponding angles. So remember, we get one on the first line, next will be on the second line. So we will have, remember, if one is above the first line, the other also up in the first line. Then if second next one is below the line, here also should be below the line, but they should be same side. If one is left, the other should be left. If one is interior, the other, right, the other also should be right. Then next we have another kind of angle, we have alternate angles. Okay, so see, the angles which are not vertically opposite angle, they are not vertically opposite angle. That means they do not have same vertex, but one will be to the left, another to be the right. Okay, one will be on the first line, another should be in the second line, but opposite side. So such a kind of angle we call them alternate angles. The angles which are on the opposite side of transversal, but they do not form linear pair or vertically opposite angles. That means they do not have common vertex. So such angle we call them alternate angles. Okay, so we have interior as well as exterior. So interior you can see like that. No, I told you letter X. So there, so 3 and 5, 2 and 8, then 4 and 6, 1 and 7. But remember, if one is to the right, the other should be to the left. One is to the left, another should be to the right. Then if one is exterior, the other also should be exterior. If one is interior, the other one also should be interior. The best way to remember is try to remember letter Z. Okay. Then those alternate we have two. I already told you. One is interior, another is exterior. Then we do have another angle which is known as consecutive angles, but the book does not give them. Clear? So, but remember those. Like I already told you, consecutive means they should be in the same side, either left or right. But they should be in between these two lines. Okay? Those which are near to one another, those we call them as the consecutive angles. Then remember, if these two lines, they are not parallel, so the angle may not be equal. But if these two lines are parallel, okay, if we have two parallel lines intersect by transversal, then what will happen? We will see the alternate angle, they will be equal. the corresponding angle will be equal. Here they say interior angles, that means the consecutive angles. Okay, instead of writing all this interior angle on the same side, we can simply say the consecutive angle. They will not be equal, but if we plus them, we will get 180. Supplementary means make an angle of 180 degree. Okay, so remember those. If the line are not parallel, then we don't know, they may be equal, they may be not. But if the line are parallel and intersect by transversal, so we must remember that. Okay, if the line are parallel, then only the alternate angle they will be equal. The corresponding angle also will be equal. Consecutive they will not be equal, but if we plus them, we will get 180 degree. So please remember this. It is important not only for this class, but even in your higher classes. Okay, if we have two lines intersect by transversal, we will get three pairs of angles, that is corresponding, alternate interior angle, and consecutive angle. Corresponding, remember, they should be, the way they sit should be same. If one is in the first line, the other one should be in second line. Up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right. Then consecutive, they are near. So that means they should be both interior. Okay, they should both be near to one another and they should have one common side. Then if we say alternate, they will be opposite to one another. So if one is, but one should be to the right, one should be to the left, but they do not have common vertex. Remember that. Okay, and then we have to remember, if the line are not parallel, so the angle may be equal, may not be equal. Okay, sometimes they may be equal, sometimes they will not. But if the line are parallel, you have to see that. If the line are parallel, that means we clearly remember that. Okay, we can clearly remember that alternate angle will be equal, corresponding angle will be equal. Consecutive, they will not be equal, but if we plus them, we will get 180 degree. This happen only when these two lines are parallel. So using those properties, we will solve exercise 9.2. This question 1, I will reframe it. Okay, you have the lines intersect by transversal, then you have to name the corresponding angle, you have to name the interior angles, and you also have to name the consecutive angles.